Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode documenting the Schema Run. On this episode, I'm going to talk about how to make a schema list. Now, I'm going to be doing a series very soon in either a black version or a white version. What I'm going to be doing is I'm either going to pick the fire type schema or the electric type schema based on which game. Based on the schema itself, the schema lists. For those of you who have not seen my earlier videos, here is what a schema run is. You take a certain type as if you were going to do a mono run. A mono type run. Which is, you can only use Pokemon that certain type. But, to make it more interesting, instead of just using a certain type, I add schema to it. Which means you are only allowed to use Pokemon of the type you choose, and Pokemon that are like the type you choose, as in you set out a schema, a set of attributes and characteristics associated with that type, and then you find other Pokemon of the region that have that, and group it into one schema list, where all the Pokemon in it are fiery or electric style, or themed like a normal type, things that you attribute. You can use someone else's list, or you can make your own. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make a schema list for the fire type and the electric type for black and white 1. Basically, the thing is that you have to take into account how big is your list going to be, because the original idea was to have 30 Pokemon in each list. And that was based off of how many Pokemon you catch in a Nuzlocke or Coma hard mode run, which is you catch one Pokemon for every encounter, for every route, every possible place. However, it really doesn't have to be 30. How I set it up is the difficulty of your run is variable based on the length of your list and the variety in it. While I may say that a 20 run is normal or hard difficulty, it would be easier to do a normal type, to do a 20 Pokemon list run of a very uncommon type like fire, as opposed to a common type like grass or water, or bug or water. Basically, if half of your list is of your main type, you're going to have a lot more difficulty than a type that is very uncommon. So while you would think doing a fire type schema would be harder than doing a normal type schema, it's actually easier because you have more variety access. So in this, I'm going to set up a bit smaller because I'm going to turn on hard mode rules. I'm going to turn on Coma run rules, where if my Pokemon faint, I can no longer use them, so that I can kind of make these runs go a little faster. So I don't have 30 Pokemon to pick from. So if I run out of these Pokemon, which I don't think I will, but if I do, if the run is too hard, I can end it at that moment and then start a new one in the other version. I have here the fire and the electric type pure types, which is Emboar, Simisear, Darmanitan, Chandelure, and Heatmor, with Volcarona and Reshiram at the end of the game. I don't really know if I'm going to count Volcarona, but it's there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to take off Volcarona. That's 6 fire types that you will encounter in the black version, and that, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Pokemon of the fire type that you can encounter in Unova region before the end of the game. Reshiram and Zekrom will be on this list because you're forced to catch them. Now, in the electric type, we have Zebstrika, Emolga, Galvantula, Electros, and Zekrom. 1 less than the other team. That's 5 pure types on the electric side, 6 pure types on the fire side. Now, you can see if you were going to do a monotype run of the electric type, you wouldn't even have a full party counting the end game title legendary. That is why monotype runs are just not feasible. They're not fun. It's not fun to go through the game with just so few Pokemon. It's really kind of weird. So here's where the schema run comes into place. I set up a schema list, and I set out a bunch of attributes I associate with fire or electric. I'm going to do fire first because I have that on the left. So I'm typing out in Notepad files my schema list characteristics for fire type. We have, obviously, fire, red, heat, pyromancy, like old magic kind of stuff, power, explosions, because everyone likes explosions, and maybe we'll come back to that later if we think up something else. Now we go over to the electric type side. We have electricity, weather, as inclement weather, I should probably say. We have yellow, speed, modern tech, machines, and energy, like charging kind of things, you know? These are really like psychological things that you associate with the type. And while I'm over there, I'll type sun for the fire type and rain for the electric type because of, you know, solar beam and thunder and their differences in the different weather conditions. So there. Now we just go through the list and we pick out enough Pokemon to fill up a decent amount of Pokemon. For example, 20 for difficult, 30 for not as difficult. I'm going to go with 20 on this, but the thing is that sometimes when you go up to 30, filling up the list with 30, which would be 25 and 24 for these lists, it's going to be a bit of a stretch for a lot of the Pokemon. So I'm going to go 20, which is only 15, 14, so that all the Pokemon really feel like their type and I'm not really stretching it as much as I was with my original lists. Because a lot of the things on my original list were kind of a bit of a stretch. So we'll start on the electric side, and we'll go, clearly there's an issue, because the fire side has a starter and the electric side doesn't. In a normal run, you would just be able to trade for a starter. In a schema run, you'd be able to trade for something of your mana type, but that's not feasible on an emulator. So here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to look at the starters that are available on this side, Samurott and Serperior, and say which is more electric. Honestly, I'm going to pick Serperior because of speed and the yellow color theme. Samurott is also pretty yellowish, but even though he's a samurai, he's not fast, and he's just not very zappy to me. Plus, he's water type, so it's going to be hard to associate a water type with an electric type anyway. So let's put that there. We have to go through 15 Pokemon, so now we only have 14 to go through when I put down Serperior. All right, and feel free to make these lists on your own to kind of see how I do it, because as of right now, I don't have a way of recording me typing out these lists. So let's go down. Stoutland, not very zappy. Liepard, though. Liepard, very fast, yellow theme. Sure, let's put down Liepard. These are things that sometimes things that would fit on an electric team or things that just fit right. It's a very guttural reaction. Like, you see it and then you think instantly of that. Okay, Simipour. Simipour is pretty maybe. Because I'm getting like the weather kind of vibe off of all of them and everything. And I do think that for the sake of this run, we should get at least one of the three monkeys because you have to. So it'll be a bit of a stretch, but for plot reasons, I'm going to pick Simipour. Now, Musharna, I'm not getting a very electric vibe from that. And Pheasant, wait, what? Oh, there's two kind of Pheasant. I didn't even know that. Guess it's male and female. And Pheasant, is that very electric-y? Honestly, I don't know at this point. I'll come back to it later. But as you can see, the beginning of these games is tough. You can play on strict mode, which is you can only use things in your list, or you can play on startup handicap, which means you can catch 3 Pokemon to use before like the first or second gym or something, just to make your team not just 1 or 2 Pokemon. So let's keep going. Zebstrika's on our list already. Gigalith, not very electric-y. Swoobat, no. Excadrill, no, not really getting that vibe. But Audino I kind of get that vibe from. I don't know if it's just the timing. Timing is very important in these lists because you have to make it so that they're not all at the end of the game or all at the beginning of the game. Okay, I'm going to go back and edit my schema. I'm going to add bulk to the fire type, and I'm going to add technique to the electric side. Like technique as in like very strategistic Pokemon that don't really take typical Gen 1 brute force strategies. Like I'm looking at Gigalith and Excadrill and Conkeldurr, and I'm thinking Swoobat, Audino, and maybe even Excadrill are more fancy than just the buff, crazy, powerful Gigalith and Conkeldurr. So I'm not so sure about Excadrill. See, the thing is I could think to give both teams a flying type, one being Unpheasant and one being Swoobat. But I don't know if I want the speed of Unpheasant to be electric or if I want the technique of Swoobat to be electric. But then you look at the color schemes, and color scheme is a very important thing about these. But Unpheasant has both colors. I guess I'll return to that later. Let's just get past all this. Sock we'll put on electric, and Throw will obviously go on the other side. Leavanny is definitely an electric schema. And as you can see here with these kind of games, it's very easy to do 2 different lists. It's not as easy to do 17 as I originally did, but you can see the version Pokemon, like you have Leavanny versus Scolipede, and I can kind of make it so that, this team will get Leavanny, this team will get Scolipede, but it's not going to be as easy as splitting up the entire Pokedex in 2 because then you'll have 70 for each of them, and that's really not what we're going for. So you will just find sections of your Pokedex list that you'll just gloss over. By the way, I'm using the list of Pokemon by X regional dex on Bulbapedia to get these things. Okay. Basculin is one of the things which it just screams electric to me, I don't really know why. Darmanitan, nope. Maractus, no. Crustle, I'm not so sure on. Maractus is very yellow. Sigilyph, though, is very like technique and strategy and just an overall nuisance, so I guess I'll put Sigilyph on. And we will come back to these and sort them out, but as for now, we really might want to stretch a bit. Cofagrigus, it's more of an old thing. It's not very new techy. I don't know. Archeops, yes. That's very, yellow, and Zoroark definitely. I don't know if we can get one in this game. I've never actually played Black or White 1. I've seen Let's Plays, but I don't remember everything. Chinchino fits a lot of things, but they're just so normal. Now here's where we get to something interesting. Gothitelle or Reuniclus? Hold up one sec. Okay, everybody. Sorry about that. I just had to check and make sure that the version exclusives weren't getting in the way. I was worried that I would pick Pokemon onto the Fire version that were only on White version, which is my Electric run. So, yeah. Simply for the purpose of... Here's the thing. I can't get Gothitelle in Electric, and I can't get Reuniclus in Fire. So... as of right now, I'm going to put them on their respective sides, but keep in mind, this is not a simple black version versus white version run. This is a fire version versus electric version. Do not think of it as black and white. Think of it as fire schema versus electric schema. It's, everything associated with anything related to fire versus anything associated to anything related to electricity, and these are my guttural instincts of this is, if I had to... And it's not drawing a line down the middle and putting half of them on this side, half of them on this side. Because think about it. if I were doing this legit and not just for 2 different runs that I'm planning to do, I would have to split this up between 17 different types. It wouldn't be black and white. It wouldn't be A or B. It would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, blah, blah, blah. So don't think of this as me just splitting things down the line. And for that purpose, I'm not going to include Reuniclus because it doesn't fit the schema, and I'm not going to put it on there just because it's version exclusive. This is not about about the versions. So let's just continue down the line. We have Emolga, which is on the list. Sawsbuck, no. Vanillux, no. Carablast and Escavalier. I can't reasonably get Escavalier because I can't trade. So, well, can I just run into Escavalier? Let's see here. I don't think I can, but I might be able to. Let's just quickly look up. You got to take into account all sorts of things. No, it's Evolve Carablast only. All right. So, Trade Evolution Pokemon are off this list because it's a special thing. Then we run into Amoonguss, not very electric. Frillish and Jellison. They just don't fit it. They just don't fit the scheme. Now we get into Klinklank, which is definitely on our scheme because it's electric, it's stuff, it's so cool. Ferrothorn, honestly, it's not really fitting, I don't think. However, Behem. It's so techy, but it's also old. I think that's just going to go on both of them, really. I love Behem. He's such a weird, awesome little dude. Okay, we're reaching near the end of the game now. Cryogonal. I don't know. How many do we have so far? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, we're almost done with our list. So, actually, I forgot something at the beginning. I didn't put down Stunfisk. So, they're both going to need 14 Pokemon outside the schema. So, let's continue with our list. Manshou, which is very speedy. I like it. Electric. I'm not sure about Bisharp. And really, that's about it for that run. So we put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. And we would only need 2 more to finish that out. So now let's go over to the fire schema. Shifting gears, the idea is I don't know which version I'm going to play yet. And I'm going to upload this and see what you guys like, you know. Sorry if this is a bit long, but I'm going to try to power through the red version, the fire version. So we're looking at red stuff, we're looking at explosions, brute power, old magic, and sun, and all sorts of crazy stuff. Stoutland, even though it has all that power and everything, it's very vanilla. It's not very elemental. Musharna, honestly, very close. I'm going to put on there just for shits and giggles right now. Okay, Munna and Musharna. Plus, they have the color scheme, right? Color scheme is a very important thing. Do I have Infezant? If Infezant is bulky, then maybe. I don't know if Infezant is bulky or if it's just a glass cannon. Also really depends on which gender I get. Yeah, that's more of a glass cannon. AD defense is good, but what's the moveset? You see, everything you take into account for these. Everything. Yeah, not enough fighting type moves. Only detect. If it was like a Staraptor, it would definitely fit, and Pheasant doesn't make the fire type cut. Gigalith, though. Well, actually, it's only going to be a Boldore. Now, these kind of trade evolutions, I'm good with because Boldore is great. You can just retire it later. I've used Gravelers on a lot of runs. So, Boldore, not Gigalith, for this run. Of course, on a typical run, you would have room. Looking at Swoobat? Sure, why not? We don't have anything at this point, so let's put Swoobat down. Excadrill. it's got that power, but it doesn't have that element of just like, "Roar." See, you want to know who has that? Conkeldurr has that. Although Audino, I think I'm going to put Audino because like healing and life force and like pink, Audino fits. Audino and Conkeldurr. So as you can see, this is turning out to be more Pokemon at the beginning of the game, maybe, or maybe at the middle of the game would be on one side or the other. Throw we put down. Seismitoad, I'm really not sure on. He's not very fiery. Scolipede, he has Mega Horn and all sorts of crazy shit. I'm not sure though. Crocodile, no, just not doing it for me. Maractus, Crustle, Scrafty. Wow, nothing's really ringing fire. Except Garbodor. Oh yeah, Smoke. Yeah, Smoke, which can be toxic stuff. Fire and Poison have a lot of stuff in common. Garbodor. Zoroark. No. Yes, no, yes. Zoroark. Can you even get Zoroark? I need to sort this out. Is Zoroark given to you in the first game, or do you just see it and then you get it post-game? I know you get it second game, but I'm not so sure about this game. Requires... Yeah, that's not available. So we'll take Zoroark off this list. You really gotta be careful of what you can even run into, because you don't want to waste that slot. Every slot counts. Gothitelle, yes. Meiji stuff, Let's see. Sawsbuck is very summery. Really on the sun, the seasons. But in the winter, it really wouldn't fit. Not enough. Just not enough sun. Okay, Amoonguss, no. Almost Jellison. Fairthorn, it can learn Explosion, right? Basically, anything that can learn Explosion for me is on the fire type thing. Because just Explosion, man. Explosion. So cool. Not that I can use it in this, but yeah, there you go. Explosion and Self-Destruct. Not everything else is looking very fiery, but, explosions are a very big part of how I build these. Ferrothorn. And as you can see, everything else in this area is all electric. Behemoth, I already have Gothitelle, so I don't need Behemoth. Wouldn't fit. Haxorus. Do I put Haxorus on? If he can learn Flamethrower, then yes. Oftentimes, when you're making a schema list, like, flying is a very hard schema list to make if you don't consider this. Consider when making a flying type one, things that can use Aerial Ace. If you go by a specific move, it's really cool, because if you go by a specific move, you can really see things as a way you can't really see them. Like, for example, water, very monstrous, weird things can learn Surf, and that can make things fit onto your schema list. But sometimes it's fun to... Now you can learn Incinerate, but not Flamethrower. Dragon, Sunny Day, Flamethrower, Rawr. No, he's a bit too slicey. Like something that's more brute force, like a Salamence. Salamence definitely is fire type. That thing learns Flamethrower on its own. Druddigon is very fiery, though. Druddigon is just like... Brah. Okay. Bouffalant, Bisharp. Sure, Bouffalant. Braviary, are you in this version? If you're in black version, then yes. Wait. No, I have this backwards. Fuck, I always do this. Wait, no. Black version is the white legendary. White version is black legendary. Okay, I didn't do that backwards. Good, good, good. Okay. Black version is Braviary. There you go. Nope, no. White version is Braviary. Shit. Cannot get Braviary in this game. If I was doing both of these in one version, I could, but I'm just like sorting it out in a weird way. Okay, Hydreigon though, that is very fiery. Just like, bah! It's like a boss from a NES game, just like shooting fireballs and shit. And that brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. One more Pokemon on the fire list. So, let's count it all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So if we can pull one more Pokemon on our fire list, we'll be good. So now we look at the general types we have. We have we have a few psychics, we have a few fightings, poison. Don't have any ground, but we do have rock, but not endgame rock. We have 2 dragons. We have 2 normal types. You gotta look at your major type weaknesses. Fire is weak to rock, ground, water. So do we have counter to rock? Yes, with our fighting types. Do we have a counter to ground? Not really. So maybe if we can get a water type or something. And then water. Do we have a counter to water? Looking around. Not really. So we might need to find an electric type that fits. So let's go back to the top and run really quick down. All right. So we have one more that we need to put down. Okay. Fuck. Now we take into consideration what things we have to get. Seismitoad is looking really pretty right now. Also, Scolipede. You know, this is a very influential point because when you only have 20 Pokemon to pick from in the entire game, not only do you have to seek everyone out, but if you lose one, you only have like so many that are actually good. There's only so many that are actually useful. So let's see. Drain Punch, Echoed Voice, Hyper Voice, Aqua Ring, Mudshot, Rain Dance. Anything that can learn Rain Dance really doesn't make me want to use them on a fire type team. That sucks. What about Scolipede? Is he fiery enough? He's got the color scheme down. I mean, he's solid magenta-y red. And he's got the power. But let's look at the stats. Oh, goddamn, he's fast. But he doesn't learn a single fire-type move except for Sunny Day. It's not going to work. If something can't learn a single move of your type, it's going to be hard. Basculin. Yeah, Basculin's fiery. I can't say no to that. Wait, hold up. Which version is which? The red version is for white or black? Because if I could get these so that the red one is in the fire game. Oh, wait, it's at the top. It tells me. Which has which stripe? Fuck. How do I check this? Ah, damn. Okay, so blues are rare and black. So that means black gets the red ones. Okay, sure. Yeah, Basculin will work in both games. All right. So we still need a counter to... Maractus is looking good. Let's check out Maractus. So when you need to think about what a challenge run is, you'll end up using Pokemon you would never normally use. Chlorophyll makes me want to use this because Chlorophyll is direct sun related. So, Desert Resort. It learns Sunny Day as a level up move. That's like... Yeah, I gotta take it. Anything that learns Sunny Day, really, is something that makes me want to put it on this fire team. So, Maractus. And really, I don't see much else. Like, are there any cool Fire Blasty Pokemon? Like, yeah, that's about it. So let's go down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's take off Audino. And the red side, the black version, is pretty much done. So we have Emboar, Simisear, Darmanitan, Chandelure, Heatmore, Reshiram, Musharna, Boldore, Swoobat, Conkeldurr, Throh, Garbodor, Zoroark, Gothitelle, Ferrothorn, Druddigon, Bouffalant, and Hydreigon, Basculin, and Maractus. I think that's a good list. That's a list that's spread out through the game and covers generally your weak points. It may have huge weaknesses, like maybe half your list is weak to ice, but those are things you have to deal with. At least you got to find yourself saying, at least you don't have only 6 Pokemon to choose from. At least you don't have only 6 Pokemon to choose from. So I think if I limit myself to only 20 Pokemon, I can make this really difficult. If I went to 30, like you saw how hard it was to get 14 Pokemon in the schema that don't fit, that fit. Getting 30 would mean practically getting a third of all the Pokemon you can encounter are on your list. So that's really not the goal. The length of it depends on the region, you know. You have to take into account, even if a region has 100 to 150 Pokemon in its regional dex, that doesn't mean that there are that many level up lines. You have to take it only final evolutions. And when you do that, maybe there's only 40 to 70 Pokemon in a game. And when you're doing 30, I think that's way too much. So 20 makes it actually challenging. So before this gets too long, let's go and finish up our electric side. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 3 more. All right, electric. Gotta shift gears. Well, what are we weak to right now? We need to counter our ground weaknesses. We have 2 Pokemon that can counter ground. So we want to look for more water and stuff. Seismitoad has that Rain Dance on level up, which is good. Let's see, is there anything else with Rain Dancey kind of setup? But is electric style. See, oftentimes a type will have a secondary type associated with it. Like, as I said, fire and poison go together in weird ways. Like, every smoky, like, toxic Pokemon, like gaseous Pokemon, will often fit on a fire type schema. With electric, it's usually steel that fits with it. And that's rarer than electric, so that Jellison would be power. Think about how much power is in a freaking Jellison. Let's see. We have Behem over there. That's good. I know Behem can rock an Energy Ball, but I don't know if we can get an Energy Ball. Cryogonal? Let's look at Cryogonal's moves, and maybe we would use a Cryogonal. Cryogonal. Twist Mountain, yada yada yada. Okay, let's look at your moves. Wow, you learned freeze. Wait, oh, these are the Generation 6 movesets. Shit. Well, let's just look around. Yeah, there's nothing telling me that this is electric. Can't even learn Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt. Electric. Wow, this is hard. Electric is a very hard type to do in this region. Fuck. Geez, this is really hard. I said I was weak to ground, but I have semi-poor and superior, which are good counters to ground. By the way, if you're doing a hard mode run where you have the fainting rule on, you need to preserve a few specific types. Fire, grass, and water are types that you just need. It's so hard to do a run and not have a good fire, water, or grass type Pokemon. And you just need to protect them at all costs. Like, the electric run, no, more the fire run. Where is it? Oops, sorry, hit the mic. The Maractus and the Basculin, even though they're not good Pokemon, you'll need to protect them because they're your... Oh, shit. Fuck, sorry, I'm getting burpy. They're your only Pokemon that are counters to certain types. Like, it's a thing, you know? Fuck. I need fucking reasons. God, this is so hard. Okay, so Swoop went on that side. I guess I'll just put Unpheasant on here. I really don't want to put Unpheasant, but I just did. X-Control, I really don't want to. Audino, I really don't want to. Seismitoad would be such power. You really, like, see the Pokemon that just... Oh, you want it so bad. Fuck. Sorry, that must have sounded really gross. Cofagrigus. I'm trying to look for like yellowy stuff now. It really comes down to the wire because I know that in a few months I'm gonna be so pissed off if I don't put something on my list. You know what? Let's look at Jellison. Let's see what Jellison has to offer. If we can get a Thunderbolt. I know they can use Thunderbolt, but do they have Thunderbolt? They learn Rain Dance, but pretty much their entire moveset is water. Wow, they don't learn Thunderbolt? They learn Will-O-Wisp, but not Thunderbolt. Well, I can't put it on my team now. It just has no relation to Electric. Almamola? Maybe? This is very hard. So you guys see, like, this is a major part of the Schema Run. It can be fun or challenging just to make these lists. And if you have someone else make them for you, that's great. But you might not really approve of it if you don't make it yourself. I say everyone should make these themselves, and it'll just be very interesting because you'll know what you're coming up against, and you'll know what you can and can't catch. If you're wondering on catching rules, the thing about the Schema Run is you have as many catches as you want, but only you have as many catches as you have Pokemon in your list. So that means you can catch multiple per route, but that's only if these Pokemon are on the route. And you have to have Species Clause on, because it means nothing if you lose a Pokemon and you can just go back and catch another copy of it. Your one water type is your one water type. And if you catch one with wrong ability, you gotta deal with it. It's just so challenging. I love it. It's awesome. This one fucking electric type is bugging me to shit. Fuck, I'm gonna have to just pick something random. I really don't want to. You know what, Hydreigon? Would you work? Wait, maybe no. I'm not doing Volcarona. Well, I mean, maybe I should. Fuck. Let's look at your moves. Hug. Yeah, no, they're definitely too fiery. Like, they have like Charge Beam, but that's it. Oh, come on. Please, something speak to me. Bisharp? No, I have enough steel. He's kind of yellow, but... This is such a frustrating part of this thing. Swana, can you learn Thunderbolt? Show me the Thunderbolt, Swana. Swana... No, you can't. Fuck it, I'm going Seismitoad. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fuck, I need one more. Are you fucking kidding me? Ugh, I need one more. Something quick. Something electric, zappy, zap, 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 yellow. Scrafty is looking at me. I'm thinking Scrafty. Do I want Fighting Dark or Ground Steel? I have enough steel. I don't have any fighting. Fuck it, yeah, I'll go Scrafty. No, he's just not electric enough. Ugh. You know what? Watchhog. Fuck it. Watchhog. There we go. I'm gonna end up with the Watchhog. Their technique and their quick, like, that's just gonna work. So we have, for electric type, we have Watchhog, Seismitoad, Unpheasant, Mindshout, Behem, Clink, Archeops, Sagelith, Basculins, Levani, Soximipore, Lipard Superior, Zekrom, Stunfisk, Electros, Galvantula, Emolga, Zipstrike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there you have it. Those are your lists. We have that, and we have the other, and for fire with Embor, Simisear, Darmanitan, and Chandelure, Heatmore, Reshiram, Musharna Boulder, Swoobat, Conkeldurr, Throw, Garbodor, Zoroark. Wait, why is Zoroark still on there? You're not telling me I have to... Can't get Zoroark. Fuck. Real quick. I need to put something on here. Fuck. Oof. I need someone with fire. Confagrius, no. You probably don't do Fire Blast. Fuck. I thought I had it. Sawsbuck. Sure, why not? Why the fuck not? So, fire type we have Embor, Simisear, Darmanitan, Chandelure, Heatmore, Reshiram, Musharna, Boulder, Swoobat, Conkeldurr, Throw, Garbodor, Sawsbuck, Gothitelle, Ferrothorn, Druddigon, Bouffalant, Hydreigon, Basculin, Maractus. Now, if you look at all these pictures, it'll tell you, like, these will seem like they're types. You know, just at least in some version. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, finally done. Oh my god, that's so hard. So, to recap, the rules for this run will be either white or black version, electric or fire type schema, 20 Pokemon to catch, species clause, I can only catch 20 Pokemon, and I can only catch the first of these Pokemon I see, and if I lose on that opportunity to catch them, I don't know, maybe I'll fucking allow myself to do it again, but you don't get to grind for, like, one that looks like it has the type you want or something. You know, don't get picky, and if you want to do this run with me in these versions, go for it. My schema was fire, red, heat, pyromancy, power, explosion, sun, bulk, smoke. For electricity, it was electricity, inclement weather, yellow, speed, modern tech, machines, energy charging, rain technique. And yeah, so I don't even know how I would have done this if I said 30 Pokemon. So yeah, please vote. Feel free if you skim through this, that's fine. It really didn't need to be this long. I just had so many issues with the last Pokemon. But I really want to document what it's like to make one of these lists. So yeah. We have our lists, and please tell me which you want to see me play. Do you want to see me play electric in white version, or do you want to see me play fire in black version? I will play both versions, but one version may be easier or harder depending on the rules that I change throughout playing it. And yeah, and I'm playing on coma run rules, so if something faints, it's in a coma, I have to beat the game to wake it up. Even though I won't actually be using it after I wake it, it's just for the sake of the story. And any other rules? I'm not going to get to switch my starter. I'm not going to play with handicap on because I think I have enough early game, I think with your starter and with the monkey, you should be good enough to last at least a little while. I may change that, but if I wipe, I'm done. I do not get to go back to my PC. I don't get another chance. If I wipe out of Pokemon, I go on to the next version. So that's what's coming to the channel. I'm going to be uploading a Schema run. And please tell me which version you like the best. Oh my god, that was so fucking annoying. Goodbye, everybody, and welcome to FullRestore. Please be sure to fill your bag on the way out with all the other channels linked on the channel page and all the other series we have here. We have my previous video talking about the Schema run. We have the podcast, and that's really all we have up for now, but keep in mind, on my channel, I have Civilization 5. I have Hearthstone. I have shit ton old Minecraft stuff, some old Pokemon stuff. And Terrell, he has Five Nights at Freddy's and a bunch of other games coming on. And at Pat, who is going to be called Redger soon, he's the other channel linked on the thing, Patrick Schweigart. He is going to be doing live action home films and tabletop board games and card games like Magic the Gathering. It's going to be really fun. Please follow through the link cable, fill your bag. Welcome to FullRestore on the TPT network. And I'm going to be playing Pokemon Challenge Run with only 20 Pokemon to pick from. This challenge run's going to be so much fun and such pain. So it's really going to be like a Pokedex run. Like, you got to find every one of these Pokedex. Like, collectors will love this, You have these 20 Pokemon, you have to collect them all. And if you lose them, fuck. You'll have to play with these challenge runs with the fainting rules on, but I think it makes it more entertaining. This has gone on for way too long. Goodbye, everybody. See ya. Fill your bag. TBD Network. Bye.